we got loads of fuel left, so we can do lots of corrective maneuvers if need be. So the next position it's going to be at is 174 kilometers, and then it'll be 122 kilometers. So let's speed things up as fast as we can go. Then it'll be 73. Hopefully we won't have the best approach on the other side of the planet where it's dark. Alright, 73, and then we'll have 23 kilometers. This thing's gradually getting closer to us. And then we have this one here where it's 30 kilometers, typical, exactly what I said. The closest approach is going to be on the dark side of the planet. Excellent. Brilliant. Let's try this again then. Alright.
I can hear a four-legged thing shaking in the background noise of your...
Yes, his ears bother him quite regular, so
Ooh.
yeah, he seems to have problems with his ears. I don't know why. Just keeps shaking his head around. So here we go. The next intersect is going to be 90 kilometers. So this is going to be our best intersection chance. Is this one right on the dark side where we don't want it. I think I might have to take a short break in a little bit because these little ones are refusing to go to sleep tonight just for fun. Just because
They love
like
you,
to.
really.
They love me to pieces. This is the problem. Okie dokie. So, will we intersect or not? Tune in shortly to find out. So I'm going to put a quick break in here. I'll let everyone go and have a cup of tea, as we normally say, and I'll leave the lovely soothing Kerbal music in the background, and we'll be back shortly. Greetings, Commanders! How's everyone doing? How are you, Alien? Alright?
Oh, I'm okay.
Brilliant. Alright, let's see if we can get these things closer to docking. Where are we?
You
19.
timed that just right. I literally just sat down and put the headset on my head again.
Excellent. Hopefully we won't have any more interruptions. We'll try to keep it that way anyway. Okie dokie. So I think what I need to do... It's got this little pink cursor now. When you have a target, you get these extra cursors showing up on your... So I think... No, that's the wrong way. What I need to do is match the velocity of this thing now. And I do that by targeting these little pink... Well, heading in the same direction as these little pink markers. And I will bring that separation down, so we're down to just under 15 kilometers now. Getting closer, it starts to change into a more kind of peachy colour as you get close to it. So, and what you notice, 11 kilometers is quite close in terms of space, as you know, as we're dealing with ridiculously large distances here. Now at the top of the indicator now I've got this 137 velocity, which is the difference in velocity between me and the target. So I'm kind of hoping... we're getting close now. I'm kind of hoping that I can keep that under 100 meters per second, because that's quite fast to be travelling past something. It's like 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can... So our separation's going to be... This is the problem, it's that balance, keeping that balance between the speed you're going to be travelling at and the distance. You want to get close to it. But you also...
It's the same principle as combat in Frontier Elite 2, where you match the speed of your target.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you want to stay close to it, but you don't want to thrust right past it and just start jousting all that business. It gets really, really tricky. So I'm going to get within 7 kilometers now, but I'm currently travelling at nearly 200 meters per second. So that's going to be really, really tricky. So the good news is, though, at these sort of distances, yep, we got the little cursor showing up now, so we can see whereabouts this thing is. So we can start to make our way over there. I think what I need to do now is slow myself down with respect to the velocity of this thing, get myself right down. So I might end up going slightly further away from it than what I planned, but if I slow myself down, it'll be much easier to maneuver and get closer to it, because I won't be drifting with respect to it. I will be effectively neutral velocity, just like you were saying then. It's that full Newtonian sort of concept there, where you know, tiny little thrust in one direction will set me up moving towards that target. So here we go. So I'm 6 kilometers away, and my speed relative to me is 0.3 of a meter per second, 0.4, 0.5, 0.2. I don't think we're going to get it completely neutralized, but 0.2 meters per second is pretty good. Pretty good. And obviously, if we want to get closer to this thing, we're going to have to thrust towards it. So now that we can see it, we know that that is going to be over here somewhere. So
can I take it at some point in your science ladder you get the ability to add more seats, rather than this weird thing you've got set up at the minute?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. One of the next modules you can get is I think it's got a crew capacity of 3, and eventually there is a little crew container. It's the same radius as that large module that we've put on the station over there, but it seats 4 people. It's not really, you can't control from there, so you have to have something separate to control the vehicle, but you can seat 4 people in at a time. So yeah, you do eventually get extra things to put your little Kerbals in. Right, now we're still slightly above it, so it's kind of scooching underneath us. But the good news is we're coming into the light now. So I have to slow myself down. Oh my god, it's less than a kilometer away from us now, but we're travelling 50 meters a second right past it, so I have to kill all that velocity. Oh my word. These maneuvers always make me nervous because they are so difficult. So difficult to get right. Right. Now I want to try and move towards it. I'm going to keep this no more than 10 meters per second, I think, because we can speed up time if we need to, and 10 meters per second is really fast when you're this close to something. So I'll set myself up so I'm pointing away from it, creeping up slowly to it now. Here we go. Hundreds of meters away now, instead of... We can actually make the outline of the space station out now. Oh my word. Oh my word. Am I really that close? Whoa! Whoa! That was scary. I literally got so close then. I must have targeted it almost perfectly, because I think if I didn't thrust it that last second, I would have crashed straight into it. I think it was very, very close then. Rightio, so now I've got plenty of fuel in here actually. It's a shame we can't dock with this, because one of the things you can do with docking, which is really cool, is if everything's attached, you can exchange fuel between the different compartments. So I could have refueled this space station a bit more and used it as a launch bay for bigger missions in the future. But alas, we don't have that ability just yet. So let's try and set up our reaction thrusters here. We're trying to neutralize this speed, because the problem we got now is we're 0.1 of a meter per second relative to the station, which sounds like nothing, but after this thing's done a few orbits, it's going to get further and further away from the space station. So we need to try and neutralize that velocity. So there we go. We've got a target velocity of 0 meters per second. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it will work. This is why we need to get docking attachments on the next thing. There we go. Come on, Mr. Kerbal. Don't bump into it. If he bumps into that thing at any sort of speed, or if either of these things, obviously they will start drifting away. The simulation is that accurate that they will start drifting away.
Right.
So I'm going to have to try and really, really carefully get him down here. Very slowly. There we go. Right, that's one Kerbal in the bank. Oh. Nerve-wracking time. Oh no, whoa, we're nearly at a scene out of gravity there. He bounced off. And you know what? I think in the act of him bouncing off that rocket, he's kind of sent it drifting slightly. Oh no. Oh no. They've got no return vehicle if that thing floats away. Kind of makes me think of the space cities that we've seen in the concept art of Elite Dangerous, with the lots of things floating nearby each other but not necessarily attached.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if we can get these little Kerbals on here. Come on. There we go. Grab it. Excellent. There we go. Fully operational. Yes! My first lab in orbit, in career mode. I'm quite chuffed with that.
You reminded me of a Russian space station.
Oh!
And I couldn't remember the name of it, so I had to look it up.
Was it
Mir?
Mir, yes, Mir, yes. Very famous one, that one. Brilliant. Yep, I think that little Kerbal bumped into this rocket and it's going to be drifting away from us now. So they've got no hope of getting home. Sorry, little Kerbals. Never mind.
Petrisk says, save game?
Yes, I did save it, but this is more fun. Oh, look at this, my word. The temperature readout on this thing, 205 degrees below. And I'll bring it into direct sunlight. There we go, and it's ticking up now. 160 below, 170 below. Where is the sun gone? There it is. Let's see if we can get it into direct sunlight. Come on. Oh, we'll turn the thrusters on. That might help. Minus 200. Yes, the temperature extremes in space are something to... Ooh, there we go. Minus 80. Minus... Oh, my word. See, See, of course, the problem I've got with that rocket over there is I never actually put any kind of remote guidance unit on there. So now that both the Kerbals are in here, it's like a car sat there with the parking brake off. Whoopsie! Never mind. So what can we do? What can we do? We can get these... We can log the temperature. Excellent. I've collected and recorded the temperature from the environment, and we can process it in the lab module. Excellent. And of course the problem is I've got nothing I can attach to this. I've got no other things I can take up, so I've got no other experiments attached on this damn thing. So I can keep that data. What if I can... Oh, are these... Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! So, oh, process lab data. Ah, here we go. Right, I was wondering. I couldn't see a way of actually getting the little Kerbals to come back out. I thought we were completely broken then. That was a shame. I thought for a second then, once the Kerbals had gone inside the lab, they were effectively stuck there forever. But now it does look like we can get them back out. So, process lab data, so we can transmit this data back now. And I've got this really cool fold-out antenna on the side. Love the animations you get from these things folding, expanding out. Brilliant. There we go. Fold and compact away, so we can send that for some science points. Excellent. Yay! We have a lab in space. We did it. Woohoo! Can't dock with it or do anything else, but hey. So one of the cool things to do is, even though I didn't actually have the docking parts, and it looks pretty useless at this point, I can't do much else with it. But the good thing about it is, I can still reuse it. I can still do something else with it when I get up there, because when the little dudes go EVAs, they can carry research data from A to B when they go EVA. So even if I can't do anything with that lab by docking to it and sending stuff, I can get a module near it, do little experiments, and then take that data over, which is going to be cool. So
yeah.
Do I recover this thing? No, I can terminate it. I can't recover it. Guess I'll sit then. Let's see if that science data actually accumulated, because we only needed 11 points, so that may have been enough. Yeah, Petrisk is right. I'm just going to leave that rocket to float away. There we go. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's click on the right part.
Notice on the planet there's a big circle, like a big crater.
Yes.
That representing the east coast of South America.
It does look a little like that, doesn't it? Yeah. I have noticed that I've tried several times to land on it. Obviously, my attempts at space planes are always pants, so I'm going to have to steal someone else's design, I think, and give it a go. But yeah, I've tried to land it right in the centre a couple of times to see if there's a little Easter egg there, and I haven't found anything yet. So I will do that one time. Alright, I will. Can I close that? No? Okay, so this is the thing I was talking about earlier on, this science report. So you get these a full archive of all of the things you've done. You can see this is the things I was talking about, where if you do a crew report in all these locations, on flying over Kerbins, Badlands, grasslands, the ice cap, the shores, the water, and all this sort of stuff. So there's all these science points you can get from doing these missions in all these different locations. And if you do these, even though individually they're not worth very much, if you do every single one, kind of religiously go through and nail every single one of those, you can get a lot of points earlier on.
Yeah.
So it's worth doing that. If you keep redoing them, you can see this thing. If you a goo observation in a place that you've done it before, it's not going to be worth much. Splash landed, flying lab, space reports, excellent. So we've got lots of reports we can do there. Oh, and of course I forgot about that. Actually, we can do experiments in the close orbit to the sun. So we'll have to try and do that at some point. I think we can make it. We can make a probe. I think now we've got our little station up on there, and we can do some research. We've got our first space station. Woohoo! I think we'll make a probe. Why not? We have the technology.
We can rebuild him. I dare not do the theme tune.
No, no. For some reason, I've got the A-Team theme tune. I don't know why. I think we were taking the mick at work all this week, so I think I've just got it stuck in my head at the moment.
No, I've got the Million Dollar Man theme tune in my head. I don't want to cause you problems with YouTube by singing it.
Yeah, more problems. Oh dear. Right, yeah, let's plonk a battery on there. We're going to need some solar panels, otherwise this thing will be dead when it gets up there. Plenty of solar panels.
God, Million Dollar Man TV series can't have been on TV for something ridiculous like 40 years now.
My word, yeah.
Or
probably.
30 years. Because
No.
it's 80s we're talking, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And I still remember the theme tune.
It's funny, these things stick in your head, don't they? Oh, it looks like a little alien.
Petrisk asks, is it possible to do full missions from first-person perspective?
Possible. Insanely difficult, but it's possible.
And we have a black screen now.
Oh. Ah. What happened there? There we go. Figured out what it was. Yep, I think I did that yesterday as well. Let me...
Yep.
Let me change that then. Excellent, right. Yeah, the software lets you have hotkeys on there, but they're also bound to certain keys in some games. So in this game, to zoom in and out is one of the hotkeys. I've got to change scenes. Pain in the ass. I need a separate switchboard here so I can change scenes without interfering. Never mind. Okay, so we've got a couple of little antennas. We've got a simple little probe. All it's going to be able to do is measure temperature readings. I think we'll go for a shot around the sun. And that should be good enough for what we want to do here. Doesn't need anything else, I don't think. Can't think of anything else useful to put this on. I mean, the problem is with these science units that we've got, like the little module here, I could fit one underneath. But the problem is it's a one-shot deal. Once you've done them, you've done them. I suppose we can squeeze one or two on, and yeah, why not? We're throw a handful on, and then we can do a couple in different positions around the sun. Yeah, we're going to need an attachment there, I think, to... no, that's too big. That one's equally too big. We need something a little bit smaller. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? I can't see it. No. That's insanely large. Maybe we can... I can't find the right attachment for what I want to do there.
And then she said...
And she said, no, it's not fair. We'll do the little... oh, God, I can't take that off now. Oh, God, this thing really frustrates me sometimes. The editor can be a little bit finicky on some things at the moment. No, I can't do it that way. Do you know what? Sod it. It's gonna look stupid, and it may, yeah, it may wobble about because it's not going to be a smooth attachment. But we can compensate for that. Let's put some structural linkages in. That might be enough to compensate for it. There we go. Cool. Right, that should hold it in place on the top there. And when that blows, it should all go nicely. So, no, I'm not going to call it that. Think of a name, Alien. We need a name for the Solar Explorer, Solar Express, something like that. What are we going to call it?
Oh, fancy word for hot or sun.
Helios 1.
Okay.
There we go. I think there's already a probe named that, actually. So, but there we go. Cool. It looks like some strange veggie shaped thing, but there we go. We've got all our things on. So we got... Right, let's set our staging up correctly, because I screwed that up on the last one. So we want these over there. We want these attachments to go off when we set the second stage up. Then we got the third stage. Stage. There we go. Excellent. Right, let's get around the sun. I think we'll do that, and then that probably be good for a day. Then I really need to get and edit some of these streams. Okie dokie. Right, we haven't got no reaction control on here, have we? No, we haven't got that. We don't need that. What do we need that for? Screw it all. Okie dokie. Volavons chocks away. I did put one in the middle, didn't I? Reaction wheel. There we go. Good. Whoops. Ooh, nearly lost some speed then. Whoopsie. Just trying to rush that section. It's a little bit wobbly, but it's working. That'll do, pig. Right. Oh, get rid of that stage. Bye bye. So I was really finicky on the when I first started playing this game. I put little parachutes on the boosters that dropped away and everything like that, and made it really neat and tidy, just like what NASA would do, so that they didn't blow up or anything like that. But the problem is, if they don't explode, they get left wherever they land. So you end up on all the radar or everything. You end up with these little bits of debris everywhere. And they all show up on the tracking stations. Well, you go to the tracking station. So if you had a stage in orbit, but you were already in an orbit, you were just correcting your orbit slightly, all those bits of debris are left floating around, and if you're really unlucky, like I usually am, you end up crashing into the damn thing.
Yeah.
So, realism, another reason why it sucks. See, part of the problem I'm having is I'm not tilting the craft over soon enough. I think really at about 15 kilometers up you should tilt it over, because what's effectively happening now is I'm thrusting directly 90 degrees horizontal with the horizon to try and get myself into a circular orbit. But the problem is I'm still sliding upwards at several hundred meters per second, so you got this kind of like, this weird orientation that you're effectively flying in. It's very, very odd. Boom, there we go. Let's get rid of those things. Try and keep the apoapsis at a reasonable size. Come on, more faster. That's the only flaw I found with this game so far, is the physics don't cope well with times acceleration. As soon as you try and speed it up, you notice things start to get a bit wobbly and juddery, and they don't work so well. And in extreme cases, they will just break to pieces. It's a shame, really. Hopefully it's something they can resolve. They're working on so many features at the moment, so many things they're talking about adding into the game. So I'm hoping next week we'll have some more Elite Dangerous news that we can share with everyone, and play a bit more of that. What are we looking on the thing? Where are we looking? It's 20... No, it's going to be the 24th, isn't it? They've said the end of the month. Damn. Oh, we're going to have a...
Well... Oh, pardon me. The last Friday of the month is the 31st.
Yep, so fingers crossed I'll be home just in time to see something fun. I hope. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, usually it's when I'm out at work or something like that, we get some announcement like damn, and I'm there on my phone. It's like I can't exactly do anything on my phone other than just, tweet. So, but yeah, as soon as I know something, I will be up and streaming as soon as I can get in and do it.
I can imagine me reading it on the forum, Skyping you looking at your phone on a break, and then going to your boss going, "Oh, I need to go home. I don't feel very well."
It's a family emergency. I was like,
my grandma died.
Yeah.
What? Again?
Yeah. Yeah. It's my extended family. It's the
Yeah, my
elite
third
guys.
grandmother died.
Whoopsie. Right, so I think where I am now,
Oh.
I want to. I want to spin my. Let's get the maneuver in here and figure out what I'm doing. Right. So I need to add quite a bit of delta V. Just enough to escape the pull of gravity. And then we'll be in a solar orbit. Excellent. Oh, it's only a 39-second burn to do that. Excellent. That's doable. And we've got plenty of fuel, and we've still got the upper stage as well. Excellent. And no Kerbals were harmed in the making of this flight. That's the good thing about the probe thing. See, it's kind of odd. It's like the game wants to immediately encourage you to, put Kerbals in harm's way and send them on these really dangerous flights. And it's not until later on that you get the technology to make remote probes that you can send on to places. It's like, it just seems a bit sadistic. They want to get you in these positions where the poor things get harmed. Never mind. It's kind of like lemmings.
Oh no!
Oh, I love the popping animation. That was one of my favourite things. Rightio. 31 seconds. Come on.
Yeah, we as people seem to have this weird thing where we find humour in others' misfortune. That's what you're referring to with the Kerbals.
Yeah,
Being in
yeah.
harm's way.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Houston, we have a problem. Ah, it's not too much of a problem. We can still do it. See, this is the one thing which is a bit of an issue with the maneuver system, is it calculates the maneuver based on the thrust of your current stage. What happened then was I run out of fuel halfway through the stage and had to switch to the smaller, more compact engine in the next stage. The issue with that, it doesn't have as much thrust, so that maneuver is completely out now. Damn it. Never mind. We've still got plenty of fuel.
I just had a thought. You know, you said they're bringing in having to manage a budget in Kerbal,
Yes, yeah.
and then you were saying how when you started playing it, you used to put parachutes on the solid rocket boosters and everything,
Yeah.
and it just littered up the place.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a budget, wouldn't it make sense to put parachutes on things like the solid rocket boosters, go and collect them and reuse them?
Yeah, it might well do. I'm interested to see where they go with it. All I know at the moment from some of their tweets is that they're going to have this kind of like three-pronged attached to it, where you've got science, reputation, and budget, and you're going to be able to take contracts to increase your budget, obviously, but if you do well in them, you gain reputation. If you fail them, you lose reputation, and so there's this kind of like balancing act you have to play between the three forms of currency, effectively. So it's going to be an interesting system. I think. Can't wait to give it a go. But it is going to make things a lot more tricky, because you kind of get used to playing this in a certain way, and particularly when they brought in the last patch, they completely changed the way that science was accumulated. So they
Right.
made it a lot harder than what it was initially. So it's going to be interesting to see how much more difficult it makes the game, having these three things to try and balance along with everything else. But no, it's all fun though. It's great stuff. Let's bring our periaps down. I don't know how close we can get to the sun in this game, so I'm going to keep it in the millions of meters at the moment. Where are we? Let's keep it about 2,000 kilometers. Let's try that to begin with, because I've never really done a solar mission before, so it's a world's first for crash landing. Right, there we go. So we are gonna need oh my word, we're gonna need a 6-minute burn for that, and it's gonna be a delta V of 4,300 meters per second. I don't think we got enough fuel in this stage to do that. That is gonna take some sort of effort on behalf of this poor little thing. But and we're not gonna get there. Where are we? We're over here. It's going to take 43 days to get here. Oh, see, that's the when you look at the scale of these things and like orbital scales, it's insane. I'm glad
Yeah.
you can time accelerate now. There's no way I'd send poor little Kerbals out here. Dear. What I might do actually, if you remind me before I close out the stream tonight, I'll do a quick tour of all the planets and I'll zoom into a few of them, and you can see what the surfaces are like.
Do you want me to remind you that now or in a bit?
In a few minutes, yeah. We're trying to get this thing onto this
Sorry, it's
orbit.
just me being silly and literal.
I always used to do that to my mum. It was like, oh, remind me to do this, and then like 30 seconds later, it's like, don't forget to do that, man.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2. Whoa! 20 minutes away. Come on. Estimated burn is now 7 minutes. Either this is like way off, or I'm just screwed and I'm never going to be able to achieve this burn, but we'll give it a go. Right, 3.5 minutes, and we'll kick it in. Right. Nope, it genuinely is 7-minute burn. I don't think we're going to have anywhere near enough fuel to do this. 7-minute burn. Let's see this orbit creep in now. See, that's kind of the irony of that, you know, to get to something like the little planet Moho. Let's zoom in on this one here. We need to reduce, increase our speed a heck of a lot more, because you have to get into a much tighter, faster orbit to do it. So it's, it's really, really tricky to get to that one. I don't think I've ever landed on that one, to be honest. The next one out, what have we got? The planet Eve, which I said is like the counterpart for Venus. Strange purple land and environment there. Biggest problem with that one is it's virtually the same gravity as Kerbin, so when you get there you have to have a really, really heavy lifter to get back off. Very, very, very difficult to set up a mission that works well there. But then you got this little one here, which I think is Gilly. This is the moon around Eve, and it's so tiny, absolutely tiny. You can literally jump and get your little Kerbal into orbit. That one I have landed on for fun. You don't even need to use your jetpack to maintain orbit there. Excellent. And we have Duna. Which is blatantly a rip-off of Mars. We've got the little polar caps in there as well, which is great. And I think it's got like a huge, you can't see it because it's all in darkness, but there's this huge canyon that runs through it. So very much like Mars there, and it's got the moon Ike around it, which is a nice dusty, charred kind of remnant of a moon. Where's the next one? Dres. Much like you're gonna have to say it again. What's the largest asteroid in our asteroid belt?
No idea.
Not Ceres.
Ceres.
Ceres, that's it.
Ceres.
Yeah, I always spell that wrong. I think this is supposed to represent that one, which is a nice little one there. But then we have where is it? Jewel over here, which is obviously a representation of Jupiter. It's a gas giant.
Yeah.
Very odd green shade, and all its little moons. We've got the moon Lathe, which has liquid water, and little islands to land on. So it's a very tricky moon to do anything with. Obviously, with little islands, you have to be very accurate, and it's got a thin atmosphere as well, which is quite interesting. You got the moon Val further out. Then you've got Tylo. Bop. Great names. I love these names. The moon called Bop. And obviously the lumpier and bumpier they appear, they're effectively a lot smaller, smaller asteroidal bodies. And then the final moon is Pol, which is a really odd surface structure of that. Very odd minerals, must be made of something very, very weird there. And then the last one we've got is Elu all the way out here, which is supposed to be like Pluto, I assume. Frozen, cracked surface. Excellent. So we're approaching the node now. We've still got a burn of 40 seconds on there, I think. I think I'm going to cut out the fuel there. We've only got 20 units of fuel left, and we're still in a ridiculously elliptical orbit. So I'm going to leave that there. I think we're going to be close enough to the. We're going to be 3 billion meters away from the sun. I wouldn't want to get much closer to a star, actually.
No.
If it were me. So let's try.
What amazes me is that NASA have 3 satellites around the sun.
Yeah, and that's what they use to map the solar weather, so to speak, isn't it? That's fantastic. It's funny. It's like you just take these things for granted. You hear about all these stories, and nobody realizes where these things come from. And it's like, no, they've got these probes that have been out there for several years, and they've been doing all this science with it. Everyone takes for granted. You know what I mean? It's fascinating, the stuff that they've actually achieved already. And it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the? I think it's Mars 1 mission. Have you heard about that one?
Oh, with the people going on a one-way trip to Mars.
Yeah, like a reality show kind of thing. I think that's a good way of funding
heard of it.
Yeah, it's almost like a crowdfunding initiative, isn't it? It's like, all these governments and all have pretty much given up on these space programs. So these private investors have decided to make a reality show out about it and send people to Mars. Why the heck not?
I thought it was NASA sending
I think
manned mission to Mars.
I think NASA obviously are going to be, leading it up because, they're the only people with the tech to do it. But I think the whole thing is, why they've had all these applicants and everything is around this idea of a reality TV show. I think is running alongside it in parallel. Someone's going to be recording them training and all that sort of thing, which is really weird. I can't remember where I read it now, but it's just seems like a weird thing. But hey, if it gets funded, then great. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I just want them to hurry up with that warp drive.
Personally, I'm waiting for them to cure death.
Yeah, damn it. High over the sun. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to take an observation here, high over the sun, and keep that data. And then when we get closer, high over the sun, my word, we're all the way out here between Kerbin and Eve, and that's considered high over the sun. Hopefully 3 billion meters or whatever it is considered low then. Either that or I'm going to burn up. Oh, it's getting bigger. I hate to take a temperature reading right now. Well, on the bright side, we'll have plenty of solar power. Haha, pun intended. But currently is pointing away. See, this was the issue I had when I run missions before. I ended up having the thing just without even watching, without even realizing what I was doing, it was pointing away from the damn sun, and all the solar panels are on the top here, so they receive no light, and I run out of charge. So I'm hoping that this battery pack in here is man enough to keep it powered up for a few days. So only a few more days. I think that's the closest I've ever seen the star. It's pretty cool. They've done a good job of rendering that as well. Ah, and I've missed the point of periapsis. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Damn it. I'm not going to be able to get this orbit down. We'll get as close as we can. I don't think we're going to get much closer to it, but where are we going to get? We're going to be in extremely elliptical orbit, but never mind. There we go. Fuel expended. So our current thrust capability, it would take us, what's that? I know it's going a bit AWOL. 5 years, 143 days to achieve that orbit. As our current thrust ability is approximately 0. So, right, let's take some readings. We got to the sun, close to it anyway. Observe the mystery goo. Space still high over the sun. Damn it! I tell you what, I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna totally cheat. Because where are we? So we're still there. How much fuel have we got left? We've got a little bit of fuel left. So let's bring that in as close as we can get it to the sun, and hopefully we can get that to read. Oh no, I'm aiming the wrong way. Idiot! Spin around. Come on, spin around. There it is. Rightio. We'll just get that orbit in as tight as we can get to the sun, and hopefully we can get some different readings when we get there. See how close we can get. Bring it in, and what are we looking at now? There we go. 2009. We're not going to get much closer, I don't think, but we'll leave ourselves in this crazy orbit. Hey, at least on the bright side, if I stay in this this silly orbit, we might be able to, in the future, mount a rescue mission to come and retrieve the probe.
Yeah.
If I can bring it back safely, then. Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. We have no lateral movement, so this thing's effectively going to be sat right next to this empty fuel tank for the rest of its days. Never mind. Oh well, it works. Whee! Let's set it up spinning, why not? Observe mystery goo. Right, the goo is right at home whilst high over the sun. Is it of stellar origin then? Come on then. Yeah, we could always mount a rescue mission to come and pick the probe up from Kerbal orbit at some point. That would be an interesting challenge. Don't think I'd achieve it, but hey, it's worth a shot. Come on, come on, come on. So this is the thing that catch me out. Of course, as you get closer and closer to the point of periapse, your orbit gets faster and faster and faster. Your speed gets faster. So whilst you've got time acceleration on, you're going to zip around it really quick and suddenly miss the damn thing. There we go. Cool. Let's observe the mystery goo here. Where are we? High over the sun. Ah, damn. Never mind. Never mind. Well, we can take some readings of all this goo. Keep all this data. And where has that fuel tank go? We must have had some small amount of velocity, because over the process of 4 days there, it's suddenly disappeared. We can't see that fuel tank. So that goes to show, I mean, it's how crazy things are in space. You know, you're traveling at a fraction of a meter a second away from something, and you know, over the course of the, several days, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Temperature scan can't be done right now. Why can't the temperature scan be done right now?
Because the temperature probe has melted?
Well, it's creeping up very, very quickly. Let's toggle the display on here and... Yeah, it's creeping up. It's not really, really, really hot, but it is creeping up. Let's see if we spin it over so this one gets cooler. There we go. No, I don't have the option to do anything with it. Great. So we attach temperature probes and the damn things don't work. Lovely. Never mind. Okay, let's see if we can review the data that we have, transmit it back. Yep, we might as well. Transmit. Oh, both antennas have fucked up. Yay! Is that all the data we have? I think that's all the data. Oh, no, we got one more. Oh, if we transmit it, it's now no longer worth anything. And that's no longer worth anything either. So we will keep that data if we manage to get the technology to eventually recover that probe. We have some free science there to recover. But it's done its job, bless it. I will leave it wobbling in space perpetually, forever. Excellent. Another mission done. Let's go to the Space Center and see how much science we've earned for that. Not very much, but hey, science is science.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong one. But this is the good thing about, like I said, this the tracking center. you can go to all of your different things. So we can see Veggie 4 is still orbiting, Veggie Station is still orbiting, and then we've got the Helios 1 in this weird orbit here, monitoring the sun for us. But it's great, you can switch back to these missions anytime you want. You can look at all of your other missions, you can leave all these flights going independent of each other, and it does actually track the time properly. So if you have one left in a position where it's going to crash into something, you go off, do another mission, and the amount of time elapses, say it's going to crash in 2 hours, you go and spend 2 hours, 10 minutes at another mission, that one's gone and blown up by the time you try and go back to it. So you have to be careful with things like that. So we've got 191 science, excellent. So we can pick the next thing on the science tree here. So that was the thing I was talking about here. So we've got this crew storage container where you can have 4 crew in it. The docking ports, which are going to be fun to play with. Heavy rocketry.
Ken Payton has decided to call it a night.
Oh yeah, I don't blame him. Yes, it's a long day. But I will leave this till next time. Actually, I think with all these things, we will leave all these options to play with next time. All those goodies we can play with. So it's as good a time as any to bid everyone farewell, and thanks for watching tonight, I think. And
thank you for streaming for us. Thank you for letting me join in. It's a privilege as always.
No, it's great to have you on board. And same as always, thank you, Commanders, and see you same time next week.